What's up, guys? Max and Ryan back here for another video. And today's video, I'm just going to talk about how we as a society need to change. For those who haven't seen on social media, a man named George Floyd was brutally murdered by a police officer. And I have nothing against police officers. I have nothing against, what they do. But I think as a society, we need to change. George Floyd was a man that was just, walking across the street and was brutally murdered for forging a check, which seems really messed up as a society that we're literally putting a knee on a man's neck and not forcing him to breathe. It was completely messed up, and I believe today our society needs to change. We as a people need to change. All lives matter. All lives matter. I don't care if you're Hispanic, Asian, Indian, black, white. I don't care what your color is. I don't care what your race is. All lives matter. Let me get that across. All lives matter. And this situation happened, and I could not tell you how angry and how sad the video made me watching George Floyd scream for his life. I can't breathe. I was sickened. I believe morals and ethics of people need to change. That police officer that murdered George Floyd, he should be facing time in jail for manslaughter. What he did was wrong. It was completely wrong and completely unethical as a police officer to do that. I have friends that are police officers that even say that was wrong. What that police officer did in Minneapolis was wrong. We as a society need to change. We need to help people. There are men that can't even walk down the streets with their hands in their pockets without being shot at. How scary and how messed up is that today? That you can't even walk down the street and you'll get shot? I'm not around a neighborhood where that can happen to me, and I have no clue what that's like. But it's messed up. It's completely messed up. We as a society need to change. We need to look at this and change. How long is this going to go for? Are we going to talk about this just for this month and it's going to disappear and go and people aren't going to talk about George Floyd? This has happened multiple times to multiple black men and black women, and it's not talked about. I think we as a society need to change that. All lives matter. All lives matter. It's just messed up. The moral and the ethics of our society has swayed us in a way that has made us look evil. We look evil as people. A police officer is literally putting his knee on a man's neck. The man is saying, "I can't breathe." The video shows clearly this man is unarmed and clearly detained, and he asked if he can stand up. He literally asked the police officer, "Can I stand up?" And the police officer continues to kneel on his neck. That man should face manslaughter and prison. That is wrong. And if you don't think that's wrong, you are messed up. Because we as a society, we can't see this. We can't continue to see this and think it's morally right. I mean, I understand it was very controversial of Colin Kaepernick to take a knee during the national anthem, and I get it. I'm patriotic. I agree you should stand for the national anthem, but after seeing what happened to George Floyd, I understand why Colin Kaepernick did this. This is so messed up. And if you don't think as a society that this is messed up, that this situation is being blown out of proportion, that social media is making this as a big deal, this is a big deal. This is a big deal and a topic that should be talked about. And we as a people are not talking about it enough. This has happened multiple times. And there are people of all races that have been arrested peacefully for doing a lot worse. And it just doesn't make sense. Think about school shootings and think about the people that do that get to be arrested peacefully. George Floyd was not arrested peacefully. He asked for a breath. He literally said he can't breathe. I just want to stand up. You can arrest me. I just want to stand up. And he couldn't breathe and was killed. Killed. Our society needs to change. It needs to change. It needs to be more positive and more willing to help other people. You know, if I was seeing this happening, I would be pushing the police officer, trying to help that man stand up. All lives matter. And society needs to change. Our society needs to change to help others, no matter what the situation is. I mean, let me throw this example and this scenario at you. Say I'm in a restaurant and I'm having a heart attack, and the person next to me broke their arm. People are more willing to help me because I'm in a more severe situation, because I'm having a heart attack, because I'm facing life and death. George Floyd was facing life and death, and yet nobody did anything. The police officer surrounding the officer that was detaining him just watched. Didn't tell him, hey man, this is wrong. What you're doing is wrong. These officers should face trial by the Minneapolis court and by their state. This is wrong. How long are we going to talk about this? Honestly, how long are we going to talk about this? Is this going to go away in a month? 3 months? A year? This should be talked about. I don't care what color you are. If you watch that video, you know it's wrong. You know morally, it's wrong. So we need to change. We need to change. To sum it up, we need to change. Change to be better. Better as a people. We should be willing to help others when they're down. Willing to help people no matter what. And we as a society don't do it. We're not willing to be the good Samaritan and help others. We rather watch people suffer. And it's sad to see. It's sad to see in this day, in 2020, we are willing to watch a man suffer. It's not right. And if you think it's right, you're messed up. That's all I got for this video today, guys. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. We as a society need to change. That's all I got.